Gotta work. Gotta work. Gotta work. Hall of Fame. Fight Fiends. Forecasters are back, ready to attack. Finally, a pay-per-view event back in Vegas. UFC 320. We got 2 title fights. Hell yeah. Merab, Dwalsh, Willie the Machine looking to defend the belt at Bantamweight versus Corey the Sandman Sandhagen. And then we got one hell of a rematch fight between Alex Potam Pieta and Magomed Ankalaev. So stay tuned for each and every prediction on the show here. We're going to break down each and every fight. If you got a parlay, your favorite parlay, a lock parlay, put hashtag F3 in the comment section below, plus 100 odds or above, and you have your chance to win 100 smackaroonies. Last week, Frank Bush donated to the Sunglasses Foundation. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate that. He did not want the $100, but he is now a Zodiac forecaster, Platinum forecaster, a part of the crew. So hit the link in bio below if you want all the bets each and every week, confidence levels with the forecasted percentage. And we're going to get straight to it. We're not here to waste your time this week. Crack one, pour one. Let's have some fun. Pay-per-view event. Let's go. I'm going Veronica Hardy. Almost a 6-1 favorite in this fight versus Brogdan Walker, who hasn't fought in nearly 3 years. Not sure why she's coming back to the organization. Hasn't been active. She might have been training, but she has not been taking fights in MMA. Veronica Hardy has been more active, fought 6 months ago, fought a very good fighter, lost a unanimous decision. She won some fights before that. She's been way more active in her mixed martial arts career, as to why she is a 6-1 favorite in this fight. She is also, 7-8 years younger? She should have no problem in this fight as a 6-1 favorite. You would think she could finish the fight being this big of a favorite, but honestly, I see her winning this fight by a decision on the judges' scorecards. Not going to overcomplicate it. She is a 6-1 favorite. We've seen some crazy stuff happen, women's MMA, but I do think Veronica Hardy is victorious in this fight with ease on the judges' scorecards, unanimously. The next fight is a tricky fight to predict. We got 12-5 Ramiz Brahimaj versus 13-2 Austin Vanderford, who in his UFC debut from Bellator looked damn good. He's dangerous, and he found the knockout finish. Can he find the finish in this fight? I do think he has some finishing upside, but you look at the side of Ramiz Brahimaj, he has a lot of submissions, nice guillotine in his last fight, and he's picking up a couple wins right now. As to why I think he's losing this one, Ramiz Brahimaj is plus 240, and I don't think he's technical enough, strong enough to win this fight versus Vanderford, who's fought good competition at Bellator. I think he's fought the stronger competition over the last 5 fights. He's ready to make an impact in the UFC, and this is not a fight he's going to lose, as to why he is a 3-1 favorite. I like Vanderford in this fight, potential finish, if not another unanimous decision for the favorite. And in the next fight is where we can start to not smell the underdog, I would hope, because I'm locking in Punahele. Soriano as a 3-1 favorite versus Nikolay Veretennikov, who got knocked out, versus Austin Vanderford. We just talked about that. Now, Nikolay Veretennikov is a tough fighter from Kazakhstan, but he has a 13-6 record. He is a 3-1 underdog in this fight, and realistically, I don't think he stands much of a chance. Punahele had a nice performance in his last fight, finished off the Dr. Uros Medic in round 1. Powerful striker is Punahele, has a decent takedown defense, and I don't think Nikolay Veretennikov is going to get him to the ground and be dominant on the ground in this fight. He's going to try to stay on the feet and dirty box with Punahele Soriano, which is not a good plan versus a powerful striker. I got to go Punahele Soriano as a potential lock of the week. He is a 3-1 favorite, and I am more confident in Punahele Soriano than a lot of other picks on this card. He is a promising fighter. He's fought more fights inside of the UFC as well. He has more experience in the octagon here, so I think he is the fighter with a higher ceiling in this fight. So let's go Punahele Soriano, potential lock of the week. Another one. Are we going 4 favorites in a row at this pay-per-view? Potentially so. Patchy Mix is due for the win off that loss to a tough Mario Batista. That's a tough fight in a debut. If they're handing you anybody, that is a good test. Mario Batista. Unfortunately, Patchy did not pass the test. In this fight, he should pass the test versus a debut fighter from KSW, Jakub Wiklacz, who's a 3-1 favorite, respectfully so, but he should be a bigger, or 3-1 underdog in this fight. He should be a bigger underdog, Jakub. He is 16-3-2. Level of competition on the regional scene, not too bad, but I mean, Patchy Mix fought in Bellator as well, was very dominant there, has 2 knockout finishes on the ground, very dominant. I think anywhere in this fight, Patchy Mix is the better fighter, more IQ in this fight, more experience in this fight, and I'm just confused as to why he's not a bigger favorite. I'm locking in Patchy Mix, looking to make profit with that last pick, Punahele Soriano. We got 2 locks to start the card, and this is not where we throw a women's fight in the parlay. All right, we got a close women's fight between Macy Chiasson, 10-4, versus Yana Santos, 16-8. Santos has been somewhat impressive, going the distance in her last fight versus Misha Tate. Got the decision win. Didn't expect that. And I don't expect her to beat Macy Chiasson. Chiasson with the reach advantage, 4 inches in this fight, should be able to work at range, be the more seasoned striker in this fight, stop the takedowns if she can. That's the only problem. Yana Santos normally doesn't like to mix it up, go to the ground a whole lot. She might need to in this fight because Macy is way too seasoned on the feet. Should be a safe pick on the parlays, but it's a women's fight. Anything can happen. She is a promising pick for me, not going to lie. I like Macy Chiasson to get back into the win column. This is a fight off a loss for Macy Chiasson, so the motivation has to be there. The 4-inch reach advantage is there, and moving forward, I think she has the higher ceiling inside of this organization. Give me Macy Chiasson on this UFC pay-per-view. Not parlaying it, though. Probably will. A little degenerate. This fight, though, I mean, this is one of the closest fights on the card. Daniel Santos, slight favorite, versus Ju Sang-yu. And you're wondering, who is this guy from South Korea? He is the Korean zombie prospect, a very promising prospect in the UFC. And I think moving forward, he could be a problem. 31, he doesn't have a ton of experience, but he seems to be improving each and every fight, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. In his last fight, a vicious knockout with the counter left. Round 1. Easy work of Jekasaragi. Although Daniel Santos would do the same thing, it's hard to get a read on Ju Sang-yu. The level of competition, not very good. And whatever he did in those wins, Daniel Santos could do the same thing or better. Santos has more experience. He's on a win streak inside of the UFC, and he's rightfully the favorite, but I just have a feeling the Korean zombie prospect is biting down on the mouthpiece and going for the knockout finish in this fight. Daniel Santos is hittable. Although he has more experience, he is still hittable. He likes to get into these firefights, and that might not be a good plan versus the Korean zombie prospect. Slight underdog. Bookies still respect him. He has a 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. Let me not forget, I'm going with the plus money and the Korean zombie prospect. And he's not the underdog of the week. I got a couple underdogs barking on this card. This is just a underdog opportunity. If you like the pick, I'm just letting you know what I'm doing on this pay-per-view. If you don't like the pick, take Daniel Santos and maybe you throw him in your most confident parlay in the comments section below with hashtag F3 to win that $100. This next fighter is definitely an opportunity for us to lock in and put on the parlays. If you're putting them on the $100 parlay, I don't blame you. Farid Basharat is undefeated for a reason. He's a better Basharat brother out of the two. And now he gets handed a step up in competition at the right time. Chris Gutierrez, 22, 5-2, is well experienced in the UFC and in general, but he seems to be fading. He's 6 years older in this fight, and he's a one-dimensional striker, throwing a basic leg kick, which can eat up the lead leg of a lot of his opponents. But in this fight, Farid Basharat has that nice leg kick too. He's in and out of range. And I think with him improving each and every fight, the higher ceiling, we're going to see more changes in his game. He's going to continue to improve and look like a dominant fighter that's undefeated. Give me Farid Basharat. Not overcomplicating this pick. He's almost a 5-1 favorite. Let's lock it in. Put it in the parlays. We're going Farid Basharat without a freaking doubt in this fight. Gutierrez ain't getting it done. He's fading. He's one-dimensional with the leg kick and the striking. He's not slick enough to beat a guy like Farid. He's staying undefeated. 4 locks. Can we do it? I think we can. Edmen Shahbazyan. Can he get a win versus Andre Muniz? I think he can. Edmen Shahbazyan lost to Gerald Meerschaert is the only problem. Meerschaert is a grappler. He survived round 1 and kind of gassed out Edmen Shahbazyan. Can Andre Muniz gas out Edmen Shahbazyan, drag the fight out, and get the grappling going? I don't think he can, honestly. If he does, wouldn't really surprise me. Gerald Meerschaert was able to do it. But Andre Muniz is 8 years older in this fight. Another fighter that's older on this card than his opponent, and I don't think he has success with the grappling or his game plan. Give me Edmen, the golden boy Shahbazyan, to continue the success. Off a nice decision win. Hopefully he can find the finish in this fight. He has a lot of knockouts in round 1. So don't blink round 1 in this fight, and make sure you're tuned in, ready to go. Not in the shed smoking, not pouring a drink in the kitchen. Get your ass on the couch for the start of this fight. We're taking Edmen Shahbazyan, lock of the week. And it should be easy work. It better be easy work, because we're not done locking in yet. This is where we're going to take a step back. Be careful. I thought I was going to take Joe Pyfer, 14-3 right now, continuing to improve. Younger fighter in this fight by 6 years, but he lacks a reach advantage. Abus Magomedov is determined to beat a guy like Joe Pyfer. Pyfer and him had some altercations on, Pyfer didn't want to fight him before Calvin Gastelum. Now he's going to fight him. Thinks it's going to be an easy fight. Well, I don't think Abus is taking that lightly. Abus is dialed in for this one. His grappling defense and offense seems to check out for this kind of matchup. And on the feet, Abus has the leg kicks and striking to survive, I would think. At plus money, I'm going to grab it on Abus. Not overly confident. He did get knocked out to Sean Strickland, but I think he's fought the better competition so far to date in the UFC, where Pyfer's taken steps up in competition. And not too long ago, one of those steps up in competition, he lost to Jack Hermanson. I'm hesitating to pick Pyfer as a favorite, so I'm grabbing the plus money, low confidence, Abus Magomedov. If you don't like it, do what you want. I'm just giving you my picks at UFC 320. And we're going to move on with the next fight, because we got another fight we should probably be careful on. If you don't want to be careful, take Zalal and go to the zoo, because he is way too big of a favorite in this fight versus a respectful, powerful Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett has a lot of experience and a lot of power. Although he's 11 years older in this fight, seems to be the theme. I do think the dog has a little bit of bite, a little bit of fight, but Jesus, man, I don't know. He's tough and durable. I think Emmett just loses this fight by a decision. He has the heart and will to stay in the fight. He did not get finished to Ilya Topuria, so I don't think he gets finished to Youssef Zalal, but Zalal is determined to rise up the ranks, continue his success, and he's off a very close decision win, where it would not surprise me if he lost this fight, honestly. But he is the favorite, a wide favorite. Don't agree at all, and he should win by a decision. 11 years younger. He has the cardio. He can keep it close, stay out of range and out of danger in this fight. Maybe mix in the takedowns and control Josh Emmett on the ground. And that's what he's going to need to do to win this fight. Obviously, the bookies agree he can do it. He had a close fight, one of the closest fights in Ilia Toporia's career. Did not come up with the win, but Zalal proved in that fight he can compete at a high level. This should be a win for him, no doubt. But I just don't agree with the odds whatsoever. I'm staying away on parlays, just like last week with Jake Matthews. Don't get it mistaken. I picked Jake Matthews to win, low confidence. I didn't bet it. I didn't parlay it. Save me a little bit of money. Now, this week, I'm picking Zalal. I think he wins the decision, but I'm not betting him, and I'm not putting him in parlays, and it might save me some money because Josh Emmett hits like a fucking truck. Y'all know that already. And you know the line is way too wide in this matchup. Josh Emmett's still 40, but I don't think Zalal's getting the finish. And now we got three of the best fights of the year potentially, and we're going to start it off with Jiri Prochazka and Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree does not have the prettier record, but on the feet, he can be defensively sound in this fight to avoid the power and of Jiri Prochazka. He can avoid the power being defensively sound and land his own power. Khalil Rountree has the more raw power in this fight. He just has to avoid the power of Prochazka first. And it's really first one to land clean, goes out. Although I think the more durable fighter in this fight is the underdog, Khalil Rountree. And I'm just looking at that fight with Alex Pereira. Khalil Rountree went deep in that fight, round 4. Even knocked down Pereira at one point. And Prochazka got lit up twice versus Potin. Now, based off that fight alone, I think Khalil Rountree wins this fight, clubs Prochazka, puts him out of there. But you look at the Jamal Hill fight, and Jamal Hill got knocked out to Prochazka and survived versus Khalil Rountree. That's recency bias. Both of their last fight over the longevity of Khalil Rountree's career. I've seen him knock guys out. I've seen him do it. And in this type of matchup, stylistically, I think he can find the knockout versus Prochazka, who's wild, who's awkward, and who's been knocked out recently before, who is less durable out of these two fighters, in my opinion. And if you agree, there's plus money on Khalil Rountree in this fight, and I think he should be at least a coin flip versus Prochazka in this one. Plus 150 is insane on Khalil. More raw power, more defensively sound, more durable. And he's only 3 years older. He has a lot more to prove, and he won his last fight. It's not like he's losing. Not like he's losing. Now, I think the awkwardness of Jiri Prochazka could be a problem for Khalil Rountree to get his game going, find that shot. But I honestly think Jiri Prochazka walks into a shot and gets knocked out in this one. He's going to put himself into danger, and that's why I can't pick this favorite, Jiri Prochazka. He's constantly putting himself into danger, and it doesn't always work out. Not every time. Now, a fighter that will have to put himself in danger to get the victory is Corey Sandhagen as a plus 300 underdog versus Merab Dvalishvili, the machine, on a dominant run as a champion right now. And honestly, I don't see him losing. Merab Dvalishvili. I've doubted him before, and I am not doubting him now. Corey Sandhagen is a great striker. He is the taller fighter, but he does not have a great reach advantage in this fight. Only 2-inch reach advantage for Corey Sandhagen, and that's not enough for me to think he's going to dominate at range and be able to withstand the takedowns of Merab Dvalishvili. And I think Merab has great striking too, and he's continuing to improve that. He even said during an interview this week he wants to knock out Corey Sandhagen. So I don't know what to do. I think Corey is in danger in this fight to get submitted, but maybe on the feet he's in danger. I think if it goes to the distance, Merab Dvalishvili is going for the takedowns in this fight. He obviously gets 1 or 2 of them with the control time to impress the judges and to rack up the points on the judges' scorecard. And unanimously, he'll win the fight it'll be obvious as day, and he's a 4-1 favorite. Easy win for Merab Dvalishvili. I think it's going to take a lot more than Corey Sandhagen to beat Merab. Merab has the hype, the women around him right now. I might say he has the riz. Merab has the riz. And Corey Sandhagen was doing, I think it was acid on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's the video I watched today. Corey Sandhagen doing acid, jumping in the water. That's what he's doing before the fight with Merab. So I can't trust that guy. All right. And he got submitted to Aljamain Sterling, right? The last time Corey Sandhagen got dominated and mopped was versus Aljamain Sterling. Merab's best friend. Game plan's right there, back pocket for Merab. This fight could end early, honestly. Merab's a big favorite, and he is the 5th lock of the week. We're 5 alive. Juice it up. We got plus 280 on the lock of the week parlay this week. Take Merab Dvalishvili. He's an absolute machine. And in the last fight, the plus money's there for Alex Poton Pieta. But I don't know. I don't trust it. He's too big of an underdog. Bookies want you to bet that plus money. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pick Poton to win. In that first fight was obvious to me enough that Magomed Ankalaev is just a step ahead of Pereira, not only in the striking department, but he has the takedowns in this fight to threaten. And Pereira is going to be scared of that. I don't think he can honestly stay on his feet for 25 minutes with Ankalaev. Ankalev's going to be more aggressive in this fight as well. They're kind of beefing back and forth. Makes for a more exciting fight. First fight wasn't as exciting, but Poton was definitely scared of the takedowns coming his way. Obviously, he can stuff a few takedowns, but Ankalaev is a very dominant Russian right now. And he's not going to rush for it. He's going to be very defensively sound, not leave himself open to get counter punched like other fighters have. So after a big win to get the belt, I think Ankalaev retains it as a 3-1 favorite. I just don't know how he does it. Probably another decision. It's not going to be entertaining. That's why Merab Dvalishvili has to go out there versus Corey Sandhagen and get that finish, get the fucking crowd riled up, because this last fight might honestly be boring and the people will be sad because Poton didn't win. That's just how I see it going down. I honestly did not want to pick Magomed Ankalaev, and I didn't want him to be champion the first time, but he did it. He did his thing, man. He did his thing. He was dominant in the striking, fairly dominant versus a good striker, and on the ground, he's just going to be too dominant if he gets it there. It's not going to be a pretty night for Pereira, but we'll see what happens. Pereira is an older fighter. He seems to be at the end of his career now. We just can't say, hey, he's going to be around forever. He's going to be the champ forever. No, he's not going to be the champ forever. And Magomed Ankalaev is 33 years old, looking to remain a dominant champion. He's 21, 1-1. And every fight leading up to this one proves why he is the champ. UFC wanted this guy not to be the champ for the longest time. Now that he's the champion, I don't think it's going to be easy to get the belt off him. That's just my honest opinion. So I got to go Ankalaev in this one. 69%, medium confidence. You know I'm cheering for Pereira, bottom of my heart. But my gut tells me it's going to be another boring Ankalaev decision. All right, let me know your lock parlay in the comment section below. Your chance to win $100 this week. Put the hashtag F3 plus 100 odds or above. Your favorite parlay, lock parlay, whatever you want to do with it. Put some props in there when the odds open up. You don't have to comment right away, but come back later in the week and attack a parlay. Your chance to win $100. Last week, Frank Bush made it shine, and he added to the sunglasses fund. Thank you, my friend. We'll see you in Discord. If you want to join Discord, absolutely free. Hit the links in bio below. Patreon, become a Platinum Forecaster, Zodiac Forecaster. Those links are in the bio below. And I'm going to let you know the locks one more time before I go, just so you're all taken care of this week in Vegas. You should probably put Merab Dvalishvili on the parlay with Edmen Shahbazyan, Farid Basharat, Patchy Mix, Punahele Soriano. And don't don't be sorry if it doesn't hit. Last week, we absolutely smashed. And don't be sorry if you didn't take last week's bet. That's absolutely fine. We're going to try to do it again. Fight Fiends and forecasters are fired up for this one. It's been a minute since a pay-per-view. You know we're getting paid here. Plus 280 on the board. 5 promising favorites. I think they get it done. 5 alive. Juice it up. Juice it up. Do what you want. And let me know what you're doing in the comments section below. Hashtag F3 has to be there. And if you win, and other forecasters have won as well, the greatest odds gets it done. So get after it. Create that parlay. Best of luck to you this week. And I'll be back on a live stream Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Same time for the Prop Fiend Show with Prelim. Tim, everybody go give Husky Hustler a big shout out too. He's not able to join this week, but he should be back very soon. He has a video out for his dog of the week. So go check that one out. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks to everybody for staying forecasted. We'll be back Friday.